As you probably know already, this year's Olympics have been shrouded in controversy, from the depiction of satanic imagery to the deliberate blasphemy of the Last Supper that have offended many of its fans. And just when you thought it couldn't get any more insane, a female boxer named Angela Carini, representing Italy, was forced to fight against her transgender counterpart, Imane Khelif, from Algeria, who somehow was given the green light to step in the ring. The match lasted a whopping 46 seconds before Carini became too overwhelmed by her opponent's brute strength. What makes matters worse is that her opponent was barred from competing in the 2023 Women's World Championship by the International Amateur Boxing Association.
Imane Khelif was disqualified by the International Boxing Association over high testosterone levels.
Its president at the time stated that his DNA test had shown both X and Y chromosomes, which made him ineligible to compete. The IOC, or International Olympic Committee, allows transgenders to compete if their testosterone levels are below a certain threshold, at least 12 months prior to competition. Many critics argue that the policy is outdated and unfair.
I want to talk to you about something that I talked to Sharon Davis, our Olympic swimming legend, a couple of nights ago. And she informed me, to my shock, I didn't realise this, that the French Olympics, the Olympic Games, is just about to happen. It will be riddled with trans women competing against women on the basis that, ridiculously in my view, the International Olympic Committee, the IOC, does not have a blanket ban. So some sports in the Olympic Games will ban, quite rightly in my view, trans women. These are biological males competing against biological females, women, trans women against women. That's not fair, because no matter how much transitioning you go through, no matter how many drugs you take, if you're a trans woman, you will still retain some of that physical superiority over women. That is just the biological fact. That's the scientific fact. So it is not fair.
It's not fair, but at a senior level, like so many organisations, they have been nobbled by the pressure groups and the activists who want it to be fair, because they have infiltrated absolutely everything with all of this be kind, you know, trans people kill themselves more than not, which isn't true, by the way, to try and make people buy into this delusion. And that's what it is, the delusion that a man can become a woman. That is a delusion. And as Sharon rightly says all of the time, men are 40% heavier, they have 40% more muscle mass, they have 30% more powerful, they are 15% faster. They retain that even after 14 years of squashing their testosterone. They still have a 20% advantage over women. It isn't fair. You're not seeing any women entering men's competitions saying they are men and winning. You know why? Because they can't, because they're women. That's why men's and women's sport was separated. And the IOC should be ashamed of themselves. But the other pressure that they have is Olympic medals bring money to the countries that win it. So I said 5 years ago, they're going to be actively recruiting men into women's sport, because then they will win medals.
It's ridiculous. By the way, that same IOC, the International Olympic Committee, has issued a 33-page document aimed at the media who will be covering the French Olympics, warning them against using the following terms: born male, born female, biologically male, biologically female. They say this is problematic language. We're not also, we journalists apparently, according to these jerks at the International Olympic, these idiots, we have to avoid the term sex change or post-operative surgery, and we're not allowed to say transsexuals. This is because the IOC, you know, a bunch of people who preside over athletics, they say that these phrases, these athletic chiefs, they say can be dehumanising and inaccurate. Well, they're not inaccurate, are they?
And in actual fact,
I don't think they're dehumanising, because how can accurate terms be dehumanising? A trans woman was born male. A trans man was born female. A trans woman is biologically male. A trans man is biologically female. These are facts.
But But do you know what they're worried about, Kevin? They're not worried about dehumanising anyone or hurty feelings. They're worried that if a woman is watching a competition, or a man, and suddenly discovers, because the journalist says it, that the winner is a man, they'll switch off their TV. That's what they're worried about. They're worried about their sponsors losing viewing numbers. And the only thing on there that I would agree with them, I don't think we should be able to say sex change, because there's no such thing.
And as you can see, those who are affected by this policy are the female boxers who are left either to give up their dreams or fight a lopsided battle. Many people took to Twitter and voiced their frustration and anger with the outcome. Other female Olympic boxers have stated that they will not participate if they are forced in the ring with a biological man.